Knock knock, who's there?
Azezaah.
TV presenter, radio presenter, MC, voiceover artist, DJ, and every other thing in between.
Growing up, what did you want to do?
Nilikuwa nacheza futa, nilikuwa tomboy mbaya. But there was a point where my sister alikuwa ananifundisha kutembea kadem, and I never used to like my voice because I don't sound like kama madem mwingine. Hi guys, so you know, so that most of the auditions nilikuwa najaribu kuongea kadem.
You're welcome to Hit Not Homework, only on the baddest frequency on the planet.
Like mimi hakuna station yenye sija apply, by the way. The worst the person can tell you ni no.
And now being at 10 over 10.
Yo, my lord. Mimi unajua kwanza vile hao watu walionyesha Willies anaenda home, nilikuwa nimekaa najiuliza sasa nani ata replace? Labda weke kwa box hapo ama waibia Amina kutoka the trend wamlete. It's never crossed my mind that I would ever be in that position. Ona ile imposter syndrome.
Hello guys, welcome to the Mungai Eve show, and on today's episode we are having a multi-award winning MC, DJ, a gorgeous girl, yani anajulikana kama Azezaah. Guys, I figured out that we need to sit down with her and get to know more about her story, because every time we see her on these platforms anatufurahisha, but why not? Let's listen to her story. Hi Azezaah.
Hi.
How are you?
Niko poa, unakaa fiti kwanza. Let's just start there.
Asante.
My lord.
Unakaa poa pia?
Asante. Nilitengeneza nywele ndo nikuje kwa show yako. Imagine.
Wow, thank you so much for honoring the call. We appreciate, and you're doing an amazing job. I really love your job, actually.
Thank you.
And I'm super proud of you. So,
coming from you, Lo Silali, by the way, guys. My lord.
Yeah, so I would like, let's have this conversation. We get to know more about this girl. We get to see each and every day on our TVs, you know. Anyway, Azezaah, to somebody who doesn't know you, what are your names?
Azezaah Wanjiru Hashim. Ajoyo Wanjiru inashoka watu wengi.
Shiro.
Yeah, lakini kuongea Kikuyu is where I draw the line. But I am, Azezaah Wanjiru Hashim, a daughter, girl, TV presenter, radio presenter, MC, voiceover artist, DJ, and every other thing in between. I call myself the Media Messiah. Yes.
Wow. You call yourself the Media Messiah. I'd like to know, where did you get the name from and why the Media Messiah?
It was actually given to me by someone mwenye mpaka sasa sikumbuki ni nani. Ilikuwa tu via DM, and I loved the name because ilikuwa kama challenge when I started. When you think about someone like Messi, so wanamutanga Messi Messiah in soccer, meaning wewe ndo like the blueprint, or rather the guiding lights for every single person who wants to do a certain thing. Yeah. So I was like, nikianza, I'm not there yet, but I'm going to take this name as a challenge so that every single thing that I do is guided towards becoming the Media Messiah. Things that have never been done before in a way that hasn't been done before. Owning your own identity and just living up to the name. So I believe by the time Africa Hollywood, your Media Messiah to make sense. Yeah.
Okay, but by now, do you feel like it's making sense?
It's slowly but surely starting to make sense. Yeah.
Okay, we'd like to know your journey, like being where you are right now. Of course, it's been a journey. I'd like to know you, where did you grow up, and also growing up, what did you want to do?
Yeah, growing up, I actually, mini day mom tiny too. I grew up in Calif. My parents were born and raised in Majengo. So from Majengo, wakapata pesa kidogo, unajua Mungu anasaidia, so wakahamia Calif. So I was raised in Calif, and my whole life ilikuwa centered around that. Unaona kina Nonini, kina Jua Kali, wakiwa sasa hizo enzi. We used to see them there, and for me, it used to give me a lot of inspiration of the entertainment industry. Like, guy, awani wa somtani, ukienda kuna viazi karai unaona ameka hapo kwa hizo ngazi zao and everything when they used to shoot their music videos. So that is the environment I grew up in, that was centered around a lot of love, a lot of, you know, kids playing and just maisha tu ya kawaida. And growing up, I always used to want to be a doctor. And nilikuwa naandika mpaka kwa vitabu zangu Harvard Medical School because I knew nataka kufanya medicine, but not for me, because I used to see, you see the way when you say you want to be something, kuna ile smile yenye mzazi wako ako nayo, so you want that smile forever. Nikisema nataka kufanya medicine, my dad used to be so proud.
Yeah,
so,
I read somewhere that you wanted to do it for him.
Yeah, because you want him to take pride in you. And I used to be such a bookworm. Like, mi nilikuwa wale manad mbaya.
A student.
Number 1, 2, 3 ulikuwa hapo, wewe ndo head girl, wewe ndo prefect. Kwanza class 1 mimi niliingia nikiwa prefect. Wewe ndo head girl, unatoka unaenda unakuwa captain. Like, that used to be my life. That was centered around academics, being in the debate club. Nilikuwa nacheza futad, nilikuwa tomboy mbaya.
And what? Ilibadilike wapi?
It was a whole 360. You know, there was a point where my sister alikuwa ananifundisha kutembea kadem ama kuweka poster kadem, jo alikuwa nile oya. Yeah, so that was who Azezaah was as a child, whereby I was very out there. I was very outspoken, but I knew I wanted to take the educational route, because unaambiwaga the only way to be successful, especially when you go to like a national school, unaambiwa think about medicine, think about aviation, think about, I don't say aviation sana sana, think about medicine, engineering, na law. That is as far as success goes.
Yeah.
But then now telling people, like at the back of your mind, nilikuwa najua napendanga kina Caroline Mutoko. I used to admire her, and listening to her, like wow. And then in high school, I got to know of Bonang Mateba as well in South Africa. So unakuta kujua all my day when you're like deep baritones, because that's what I used to hate about myself. So I ndo alikuwa nani inspire. So I'm like, I want to be like them, but I can't tell anyone, because itakaa ni kama wewe in the national school unapata unataka kufanya journalism. Are you crazy? Yeah.
Okay, so you've mentioned something before we continue about you being a tomboy and everything.
Yes.
But right now, if you look at you, you're so girly. Where did the turn? Where did you get the turn?
My lord, in high school nilikuanga tomboy mbaya, like ni wale madem. Alafu unajua inakaa weird because when kafupi, alafu when ni tomboy unaongea na sauti kaya boy.
Yeah.
But then after high school, because I used to suffer from acne sana, nilikuwa na pimples, alafu nilikuwa natumia fake makeup products, whereby unaenda do boys, unaambiwa yeah, because you know nothing about makeup, so number foundation ni 150, uko like nipe tatu, because you're like wow, this is amazing. So inaendelea kuharibu sura. So getting to learn about makeup and kufunikia hiyo acne and the dark marks that I had, ndo nikaanza ku develop interest in beauty and just wanting to look like a girl and feel nice and look nice. So kukawa na a whole 360 transformation. I used to still, nilikuwa naenda nachukua heels za sistangu, nilikuwa nachukua nguo zake, yeye ndo navaa nguo zake, because she used to be the girly girl. So navaa vitu zake nini until saile nilianza kupata pesa kidogo. Yeah, so that's where the 360 happened. Wanting to be like my sister, because alikuwa anapendwa na maboy sana, because anaona ka beauty. Alafu unakamande mapo hivyo. So wanting to be that is where now I started to transition.
And this you holding being tomboy and everything.
Yeah.
Was there somebody you were looking up to, or ilikuwa
My dad. Nilikuwa nafanya kile kitu kama budangu. Unacheki mpaka vile yeye alikuwa anakaa, because I'm such a daddy's girl. Like I'm my dad's, I'm sorry to my siblings, mi ndo favorite wake. So I'm my dad's favorite daughter. So kila kitu yake, ile kuongea, nini kila kitu, nilikuwa nataka kufanya kama yeye. Mimi ni last born kwa wasichana.
Okay.
Nilikataga kukosa kuwa last born. I was the last born for such a long time. Nilikuwa milia kabisa, but I have a baby brother. Yeah.
Okay. So the whole 360 now happened, and you started being girly.
Yeah.
Okay. What didn't you love about yourself, maybe your past self, when you were a tomboy and everything?
Yeah, number 1, ufupi bana. Unapata ukiwa mfupi watu wanakubuli. And then when you have tall friends, nilikuwa napatiwa nickname Kachukuni, nikiwa nani, nikiwa, it's an ant. Nikiwa kampo, because of how tiny I was. So I never used to like my height, and I never used to like my voice.
Yeah,
because I don't sound like kama madem wengine. For the longest time, nilikuwa nataka kuongea na kale kasauti, hi guys, so you know, so that at least na sound ka dem. And then my aunt from my dad's side alikuwa anashinda kiniambia, usiongee tu na hiyo base yako. So it used to ina lower self-esteem yako kiasi. Yeah.
And how did you work on it, and when did you start to realize, you know what, you have an amazing, a beautiful voice?
Way later in my career, because that time nikianza, most of the auditions nilikuwa najaribu kuongea ka dem. Nakumbuka Capital FM, wallahi bilai, niko na hiyo video by the way. audition ya Capital One, I think I'll give you that video.
Shagaba.
Audition ya Capital One nilikuwa najaribu kuongea kadem ile, alafu unajua unaumwa na core because it's not your
not
voice.
you.
Yeah, so una struggle kuongea kadem inakata.
You're welcome to Hit Not Homework only on the baddest frequency on the planet, 98.4 Capital Radio, the best mix of music.
So later silently join Ibru kwanza when my bosses took interest in me kufanya news, ndo I'm like, okay, so hii base yangu ndo mnataka grill politicians. So I never used to take it as a compliment wase wakiniambia napenda sauti yako nini, because I'm like, what do you like about it? I don't sound like any other chick. So when I got into Ibru and started doing news, that's when I was like, haya, it could actually lead me somewhere. Yeah.
Wow. So you started loving it.
Slowly. After sasa unaona okay nimekuwa news, alafu watu wa energy finally wamenikubali kwa sababu ya sauti. I should actually just stick to who I am.
So it took such a long time to love yourself.
Yes.
But right now, how do you feel
Right
about
now, knock knock who's there bazenga. Tunazoza nayo tunaroroa kabisa. Kwa stage tukiingia mnatafuta ako kadem kafupi na sauti kubwa. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you were telling us about you and being a bookworm.
Yeah.
You wanted to be a doctor, but not for yourself. But
Yes.
where did the turn really happen, Lini? Like you, because I understand that you did journalism, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So 1 week to reporting to UN, because nilimaliza shule tu hivi kani nimeanza kuhustle. Like immediately nimepata job, nilikuwa Strathmore kama an email marketing agent. Kwa nalipwa 10K. Anyway, niko na ma stories mingi in one. But from that, after I quit my job, now it's 1 week to reporting to UN. I didn't know what I wanted to do. But then my mom was like, unapenda kuongea sana. You are in debate club, ulikuwa unafanya Model United Nations. Why don't you try journalism? And I'm like, how should I try journalism? Na nimetoka Kenya. Hai unaambia watu wa Kenya nafanya journalism. Na sio nishaambia walimu wote, naenda Emirates Aviation University, naenda kwa pilot.
Oh, you want to be a
Nilikuwa na
pilot
vitu
now?
mingi.
Hey.
Mimi nilikuwa nataka kwa pilot, but then nimeitiwa medicine, and then I'm like, let me try journalism.
And
So
your
a
dad
lot was
loves
going
medicine.
on. Yes, I just wanted to make him proud. But then mimi naogopa shindano, siwezi hata angalia kidonda ya mtu tutaliana wewe. So I'm like, I can't do medicine. On the other hand, I wanted to do aviation, but do hakuna ya aviation. So what should I do? No, my mom akaniambia just try it. If you don't like it, will nani. So nikaenda UN kutafuta interfaculty transfer. Interfaculty transfer haikuweza kwa sababu unatokaje medicine kwenda kufanya
Journalism.
aingia
Make it
akilini.
make sense.
Yeah, so anakwambia enda jaribu kwanza, ikikataa. So my mom was like, badala udelay, because wasi walikuwa sha report shule, enda tu apply parallel, I'll pay for you. So my mom ndo akanilipia and kuniaminia, and she knew someone mwenye alikuwaga anafanya journalism. They had like an online station-ish.
Okay,
yenye
do you
ilikuwa
want to change
inaoniwa
the
na-
school? You just wanted to be near
Yeah.
UN.
Sasa nilienda tu UN kwa sababu unaambiwaga UN world class university committed to scholarly excellence. I wish I googled the course to know which was the best place to do journalism.
Yeah.
So nikaingia UN kufanya journalism, then now ule mtu mwenye mamangu alikuwa anamjua kwa some online station ya wazungu fulani, ndo nikaenda ku intern hapo so that I could understand more about journalism. So from there sasa mimi mwenyewe nikawa najituma.
Okay, so you started an internship while you're still in school.
From first year nikiwa the first month nilianza kuwa intern at so many different places. Yeah.
So would you say maybe the knowledge that you have right now, is it from school, what you learned in school, or maybe what you did out there when you were an
To
intern?
be honest, school never did anything for me. Like ile tuambiana tu ukweli. Like yes, the institution that I was in is very respected, but it is haijafikia your point whereby we're equipping people with the skills that they need za journalism for the workplace. I wish ningeenda other institutions zenye zinarigadiwanga ni kama ni technical ama nini, but they equip you with better skills. Because everything I learned, I had to learn on my own. Wase wote nilikuwa nao class moja, wame graduate, but hakuna mse anafanya journalism sahi, because hakuna skills tulipatiwa. And that's quite unfortunate. Hakuna venye, utaenda kwa class, unatumia projector kuonesha these are the types of microphones. So ile pale ni condenser, ingine ni hivi ni nini. Meanwhile, there's someone else in a different institution that isn't maybe respected as much, but anafundishwa the practical skills. Mko na camera, munaenda field. Mko na studio, munafanya
Tunafanya
radio.
photograph.
Mko na studio, munafanya TV. Because that's where we go wrong and fail a lot of graduates. Yeah.
Wow, so going back to your dad. Now you chose that you want to do journalism.
Yes.
It was your decision and your mom's decision,
Yes.
and you also loved it. What
Yes.
about your dad? How did he take it?
He was not happy. Hakuwa amefurahia because you can't tell me you got like really nice grades that every single person wanted na unataka kufanya journalism, but then he caught up along the way. Yeah.
Okay, so
Because my mom and my sister were my biggest supporters. My dad alikuwa anaona, unajua ile uoga tu ya mzazi. Uko like, sasa huyu ako sure hii course yenye kila mtu anafanya hawana kazi ndo anataka kuingia huko surely. So for him it took quite a while and a lot of convincing. For the first couple of months he knew I was doing law.
oh really? You lied?
But then sasa after some time, now that anaona vile unajituma ni nini, after sasa nimeingia Ibru ndo sasa alikuwa like yeah, at least ina make sense. At least he could tell his friends, ebu angalieni mtoto wangu anasoma news. Yeah.
Wow, so these internships that you used to get,
Yeah.
you used to knock the doors or you had the connections, or how were you going about it?
Kulikuwaga na hizi groups za nani, unaona hizi groups zenye mnakuanga za class zenye watu wanatumanga opportunities there and then mnaenda kama mbogi kwenda kuapply. That was how I used to go for all of these opportunities. Ilikuwaga pia pressure, like unaona haya hii place wanafungua online station twende. They are looking for interns for 3 months, so we go pro bono because sasa nilikuwa nafanya parallel, so ni jioni. During the day there's nothing you're doing, so siniende nika volunteer huku. Nenda na volunteer, station inafungwa after 3 months. Una volunteer kwingine, nakwambia kuna station fulani tuliamka asubuhi, I was doing a breakfast show. Ilikuwa station ya beshte yangu fulani wa estate. Umeamka unaenda kufanya show ya breakfast. A big shout out to him by the way. Yeye ndo alikuwa mtu wa kwanza kuniaminia kwa radio. Unaenda unafanya breakfast in the morning, tokens imeisha because ilikuwa ka bedsitter, amenunua ka mixer kadogo, mmeka meza ni nini. Na sasa hiyo wewe ni radio presenter. It's a breakfast show. Mseja alipa tokens, so tumgoje amke mpaka saa 2 atulipie tokens na breakfast ilikuwa ianze 6 am. So that was my life basically, ile tu kujitafuta, unaenda to other stations as well, just trying kuapply. Mimi hakuna station yenye sija apply by the way. Hizi auditions zote sijui Milele FM wanatafuta nimeenda hapo. Sijui Capital wanatafuta nimeenda. Sijui Radio Africa wanataka ndo hiyo, Nation FM sijui nini. I have applied everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, and when was the first time like you can say you got a great opportunity?
I think silently ingia Ibru.
Okay.
Because from Ibru ndo finally mpaka energy nikaweza kuingia. Because kuna kuwaga na nilikuja kuamini nao timing ya Mungu. Because saa ile nilikuwa naitaka like at energy niliapply pia energy for 4 years straight.
Oh.
So mwaka ya kwanza 2018, mwaka ya pili 2019, 2020 COVID ikakuja, hawakuwa na nani, hawakuwa na auditions. Then now finally in 2021 ndo nika audition nikaweza kuingia. That's 4 years literally.
Yeah.
But then unapata timing ya God ni ile yenye I needed all of these skills so that I'm ready.
Yeah.
So niliingia Ibru ndo the first time someone paid me for media. Hizi online zingine zote unaenda una volunteer azikuwa for pay for a whole 3 years.
Okay, and how are you
Unahustle
getting
huku na
the
huku.
finances?
Si sistangu na mamangu
Walikuwa
wanakuonea huruma like you go try you nani. There was a time I had a job at Xiaomi na walikuwa wananilipa poa at that time, but then I quit the job to go back to doing free gigs. But then my biggest support and where
didn't like the job?
No, haikuwa mimi. Like I was good at the job, but then passion yangu bado ilikuwa unaona tu you're not feeling ignited. Nika now what you're good at, you do interviews so well. If you're not doing them, you're not ignited. Ukienda ufanye something else like maybe wenda unashikilia camera.
Yeah.
It's basically not for you. Kila mtu ako na line yake ya what they're good at. So Ibru ndo finally ilikuwa my turning point whereby kwanza niliingianga na show wanatafuta 8 hosts for one show. Na tulikuwa tunalipwa sijui sitasema, but tulikuwa tunalipwa a sizable amount of money, but me I was so happy. And then I was working with the best people, like mpaka sahi those 8 people ndo my friends to date, because there I learned how to turn take in that you don't talk over each other, you respect people's time and people's opinions. And then hapo ndo Ibru wakanieka kama news anchor, sijui mara we ni news reporter, so I did everything I could. So your foundation ikanipatia better knowledge and sharpened my skills so that finally nikaweza kuapply NRG and I finally got the job na nikaingia straight kwa breakfast show. Yeah.
So you're not the type of girl that waits for the opportunities, you always knocked for them.
Yeah. the worst a person can tell you ni no. Hata saa ile tuko na wewe kwa ile room, niliona event, msee amepost poster, mimi nikawa DM, wanipatie opportunity, I will call you, I will pester you, ikiweza sawa, isipoweza nitalia alafu niendelee na maisha. Yeah.
So that's how you operate. You don't just sit and wait for opportunities.
I don't even have a manager. Mimi ndo manager, mimi ndo assistant, but I have now my sister as, because she basically just supports me throughout my whole journey. Yendo ameniaminia kushinda venye mimi najiaminia. Yeah.
Okay. So ukaingia Ibru. How was it?
It was, I think Ibru had the nicest people that I ever met, because una imagine umetoka from a course yenye haujui anything, umefundishwa kila kitu theory. In the newsroom, you have to be taught everything from scratch, from writing your scripts, editing your audios, editing your videos, kukata bites zako, kwenda kwa field, kutafuta stories. So at Ibru, I think nilimpatia the best foundation ya kila kitu in media. Because not only was I a host, hosting 2 shows, I was also a news anchor, I was a news reporter, unaweza tumwa kwa gallery, enda wenda una produce hiyo. So it widened my scope in as far as all the things I could do in media. So it was the best experience kwa sababu hata wale watu wote tulikuwa nao kwa hiyo newsroom, wali end up, sahi ukifungua screen zote, uende uangalie NTV, uangalie Citizen, uangalie nini, it was, people were the same newsroom. From Kina Ayub, we used to host a show with him. He's one of the best political anchors that we have in the country. Uingie NTV utakuta watu wengine ni nini. So the foundation yenye tulipata pale ndio ilinifundisha kila kitu that I should have learned in school. Yeah.
Wow. So you applied to get an opportunity in
Yes.
NRG.
Walieka wanataka, hata Ibru walieka wanataka host. Alafu unajua ukiendanga hizo auditions, wase wanadhanianga unafaa kuenda, wakikwambia 9 ati ufike hapo 8. Buda gate itakuwa imefungwa. Aliandika 9, mimi nilikuwa hapo 5 asubuhi.
5
And I was the 8th person. I remember niko na hiyo tag mpaka saa hii 5 am. Na audition ni 9 am. So
That's a
tukachukuliwa. Yeah, tukachukuliwa host wa 8.
Okay, how did you feel when you got the job?
Nililia. Tulilia wote. Unajua familia yetu tunapenda tu kulia. So tulilia tu tukafurahi.
And how would you define your journey at NRG Radio until now you moved to Citizen?
My journey was, ushona zile, I think maisha yangu ni zile vitu you want but you never think you're capable or you're worthy of certain opportunities, and constantly God tu anakuonesha, my child, you deserve to be in these places. So I think I'm a living testimony of that, because NRG ni place nili apply for long, and then unaingia wanakuweka straight kwa breakfast show. It has never happened. Unaanzanga na weekend show, alafu now you get a daytime, ama unapata a weekday show.
Yeah.
So at NRG nililearn ku get out of my comfort zone, kwa sababu ile niliingia nilikuwa mtu serious, mtu nani, alafu unajua unakutana huko na wenda wazimu, kila mtu ni kichaa. You cannot survive at NRG kama you're not crazy. So it opened my mind from even being a corporate MC. Sasa inaweza fanya events, unaweza nani music and everything. So ilijenga confidence yangu in that sense, whereby Ibru ilinijenga ki-corporate, alafu sasa NRG can tour sasa to the world.
Mkakwa demo entertainment.
Yeah.
Wow, and now being at 10/10, how does it feel?
Yo, my lord. Mimi unajua kwanza vile hao watu walionyesha Willies anaenda home, nilikuwa nimekaa najiuliza sasa nani ata replace huyu.
For that, did you apply?
Nishaanza kuweka guesswork. I'm like, labda weke kwa box hapo, isho ama waibe Amina kutoka The Trend wamlete. It's never crossed my mind that I would ever be in that position. On ile imposter syndrome, you don't think it will happen. But then, nilikuwa nafanya Teen Republic at that time, because nilikuwa na balance NRG na Teen Republic at NTV. So you never know who's watching, by the way. You never know who's watching. Mainly, pata call nikaambiwa, come audition. So tulikuwa several people.
For this one, sio wewe ulijipeleka kama kawaida.
No. Nilikuwa najua I don't stand a chance. So najipeleka nifanye nini? Si niko content. I have Teen Republic, I have NTV. Ni nini ingine unataka? Niko na Teen Republic na niko na NRG. What else do you want? Contentment. So when I got the call to come audition, because there were several people who auditioned.
Of course.
When I got the call, nikapata wase wengine wengi walikuwa wamekuja hapo auditions, because kulikuwa na auditions zenye zilikuwa zina happen zao, ma guest host wanakuja, but then they had to sample a variety of people. So nikakuja, I met some of my friends there pia wamekuja ku audition in the industry nini, because watu wengi wako kwa TV, because of non-compete clauses, you can't audition on screen.
Yeah.
So tuka audition. It was 1.5 months of serious grilling. Unakuja screen test, unarudi home, unangoja kupigiwa simu after a week, then you come for an one-on-one interview, unagriliwa, your academic qualifications, your CV, like it was proper. Mimi sijaiona kitu serious hivyo. Huko kwingine inakuwaga audition, yes, talent yako ndio inakuzungumzia, but they really went digging kuangalia kila kitu yenye unafanya, because even right now I'm not just a 10/10 host. I help with production, I help with other things behind the scenes yenye watu hawakuji kuona, marketing proposals nini, I draft all of that. So it was 1.5 months serious
I remember
dealing.
in school when we were studying journalism, you were told nobody's going to employ you to just be a news anchor.
Yeah,
You really
it doesn't
have to
happen anymore.
Exactly, you have to have a lot of skills for you to get the job. So how did it happen?
So sendo sasa audition, kwanza audition yangu, screen test yangu ya kwanza nilienda home nikilia. Napenda kulia. Nilienda home nikilia because I felt like I felt like siku deliver, because I'm my biggest critic. So I went, alafu naona kale ka tension. So nikamwambia, because mimi napendanga nyimbo za calligraph. So nikamwambia niekeni ile mbona ya calligraph nipatie motivation. Lakini hiyo siku sijui mbona haikunisaidia. I swear to God nilikuwa na feel ni kama nimeuma nje, because you're supposed to ilikuwa ni kama una hype kwanza, do an interview and then finish with a hype set. So hii hype set ya kwanza nilikuwa nilisawa hata kudance, mwili haisongi, but then the interview parts I was okay. So nilirudi nyumbani nikilia nikijua sasa nimepigiwa simu, nimeenda tu nikafumble, nimeona watu wengine wako hapa, I'm so sure they killed it. So I was like, I'm not expecting a call, but anyway, hata hakuna mtu alikuwa anajua na audition, so hata nisipopata job
Ni sawa.
Sitakuwa niko sawa, sitaibika. So finally when I got the call, sikuamini. My dad was the first person I called, by the way. Because sasa I can tell him naenda Citizen. Yenye unawatchingi every single time. Muko kwa watu serious ndo mimi naenda. Wenye wanachukuanga the cream de la cream. Finally, it is I, your daughter. I am going. So it was a dream come true. For the longest time ever sikuwa naamini. Nilikuwa nafika hapo kwa hiyo set unaiangalia hivi uko like, wow, I can't believe it. But then behind the scenes, I decided to challenge myself to do a couple of things so that Niji introduced in a different way to a different audience.
Yeah, what are some of the things that you did?
Like sasa kama kujifundisha ku DJ.
Yeah.
So I wanted wase kuniona in a different light, because there's so much that entails Azezaah as a person. So I went for serious DJing classes. For the first couple of shows wase wakuwa naamini, walikuwa nadhania ni mix na rekodiwa. But then I kept on doing it again and again and again. And then the good thing, I was shooting a mini documentary behind the scenes. So inaonesha every single thing that happened that led to that. Yeah, so pia kujifunza kuhype, because now working with someone like Gudaman is the best hype man I've ever met. So nililearn pia a lot kutoka kwake. So hiyo period yenye tulikuwa, because walituweka for like 2 months mmekaa tu. Niliresign huku kwingine umekaa tu, kila mtu anaona nikaa uko jobless. So during that time tulikuwa tunasaidiana with skills. Mimi namjenga kwa stories za interview, na make sure hype iko sawa, na make sure dancing practice nini. So it took a lot before even the first show. Yeah.
Wow, that's something that we didn't know actually. So you've mentioned that you didn't believe that you got the job. I'd like to know, of course, you know, after Willies left, there were so many talks here and there. Everybody was talking. Let's see who's going to replace Willies. Let's see who's going to step into the shoes. And there's some people that we expected maybe they're the ones to get the job.
Hata mimi nilikuwa na expect wapate.
Exactly, but we now see, oh wow, Gudaman and Azezaah. Of course, there were critics here and there, like yourself. Did you ever feel the pressure to, like, I'm feeling Willies shoes, unajua, like I have to deliver? Did you ever feel any pressure?
Not really, because I never approached things in competition with anyone else or to fill in whatever someone else was doing. Mimi nakuja kama mimi, nikubali mnikatae, mimi ni Azezaah and I don't want to be anybody else. So yes, I took it as a big privilege and a huge responsibility, because the show is the biggest in the country in terms of ratings, in terms of viewership. Naangalianga hao viewers, I'm like, what the? Awamini watu wote hao wanaangalia. And the margins in comparison to even other stations, Citizen is mighty. So for me, sikuwa naiangalia in terms of, I'm coming to replace ama tu nani. it was never in that way. Even Willies mwenyewe, he could call and he's like, you're going to do well, trust in yourself, be yourself and don't listen to what anyone else has to say. So hata watu wakizungumza online or anything, you're only human, some things will get to you, like kwani hao watu mimi nimewafanyia nini? But then hata mnijui, simnipe tu chance. But then over time people have come to accept and have come to see that we're actually good at what we do, because every single week we find new ways to introduce or reintroduce the show in, because tunapenda hii job. So for me, si kila mtu atakubali, unajua? Na si kila mtu atakupenda, na sio lazima. Nika chapati, kila mtu anapenda chapati lakini mimi sipendi, wala skuli chapati. It doesn't mean chapati is bad, it just means that, you know, it's not your preference. So I'm not everybody's preference, and that's okay. Yeah.
Okay, did you ever get a comment that maybe you felt like, hey, even when you umesema like watu si wanipe tu chance jamani?
Wanakuaga. Kwanza show ya kwanza watu walizungumza. It's
Online.
just like the way, yeah, it's just like the way when you watch a movie, everyone has a favorite character. It doesn't mean ule character anakuja kumreplace ni mbaya. Something might happen, maybe ni main character alikuwa dem, alafu apate ball baadaye, so hawezi endelea na hiyo character, so they bring somebody else to replace. So kitambo uzoe, because we should develop like an emotional connection, you know?
Yeah,
It's someone you
you're
see
touched.
every week, you love, and I understand it from that perspective. That's why hainiumizi, because I know it's not about me. It's about the love that you have for someone who was good at what they did.
Yeah.
So your transition will take some time, but ukiona, okay, this person is actually also good, so you embrace it. So comments zinakuaga, lakini unajua pia mimi ni Mswahili. Sometimes Mswahili ukiingia nitakujibu.
Jamani.
Yeah.
Hey, wow. So Aziza, I feel like most people, you've gained a lot of audience as well when you got to Citizen, and also we've been seeing you doing events as well. I'd like to know, you and MCing and everything else that you do, like how do you manage to place the balance?
Okay, mi sasa hakuna kitu kingi. Unajua mimi sina mtoto, mimi sina bwana, sina
Na
pets.
mtu wako?
Si niko na watu wengi hapa, wote ni watu. But then unaona, there's nothing else you could be doing. Alafu ni kitu that you've wanted so bad. You've prayed for this, you've asked for it, and it's finally here. Now ujue time frame ya dem kwa industry ni very short. So what else could I be doing? I maximize. So sionagi ni kama, sijai feel ni kama it's overwhelming. In fact, nataka munipatie gigs ni kama hizi zenye niko nazo hazitoshi. Sina hata gari, by the way, mnipatie gigs ninunue gari. Anyway, yeah, so sionagi kama kuna sense of balance. Shule tu ndo li drop out, lakini hizi vitu zingine zote
Oh, you did manage to finish.
Si ati siku manage, ni mimi sikuwahi rudi. Niliingia Ibru, schedule ikakuwa tight.
We are supposed to go back to school.
But
Me
we
and
are.
you.
This year tuna graduate Eve.
Amen.
Tunafanya joint photo shoots ya graduation na magowns.
Lazima turushe hizo kofia. Yeah. Anyway, Aziza, you've mentioned about we are talking about balancing and everything, and you've mentioned about the gigs and everything. I understand that you do gigs for events and everything, but I've not seen you doing clubs. Does it mean you don't do clubs?
Yes, I don't do club gigs. I don't do club appearances. I'm actually hosting nini because there's how you align your brand. And I know exactly what I want out of my brand. I want Azezaah to be known as a corporate MC and an event MC. That's why I don't do weddings as well. Siko kila mahali. Ni kujua stronghold yako iko wapi. So when it comes to corporate MCing, I do it naturally. So from tech launches to product launches to izo end of year parties, the corporates ni nini, to award shows, to fashion events, izo tuko sawa. Na ikifikia kwa concerts pia as well, tuko fresh. Hii mwaka pia tunachukua gigs za ku DJ, lakini si kwa clubs. Lakini saa unless ni club ya majuu, mnaniita club sijui ya Cross. Hiyo tunaweza ika exception.
Mbona ya majuu exceptional?
Ni Rick Ross wewe.
So it's not like maybe
it's because I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't.
But there are people who don't drink, don't smoke, but they work at
so
the clubs.
vibe yangu I give to kwa club. Yeah, I've tried whereby maybe msanii akiwa anakuja kuperform and they need a host kwa a club.
Yes.
Hiyo I've tried to do, but bado si feel ni kama ni for me. It's important kujua penye unataka kuelekeza brand yako. So it's basically just not for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody would want to know, is it because maybe of your religion or it's just not for you?
Not really. It's just not for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at you with how you dress, the fashion and everything, and going back to your name, of course we understand you're a Muslim. Like, unajua kuna wale watu wata feel like, hey, msichana ujifuniki nini.
Yeah.
When you become a TV girl and you're a Muslim,
Yeah.
some things change.
Yeah.
Like, how did you ever get critiques on that?
They'll always be there, but then a religion is bigger than a single individual. I shouldn't be the reason as to why you're judging an entire religion, because the religion is pure, the religion is good, the religion has guided people and, you know, is like a comfort and a way of life. But mimi ndo nimepotoka kiukweli. But inamaanisha most of the things zenye zina happenigi behind the scenes, because kila kitu ni personal kati yako na Mwenyezi Mungu. Sio tu kwamba I'm proud kutembea hivi. Ningependa pia mimi niwe bedaka kuna mtu serious anataka kunitoa kwa media mwenye ni Muislamu mzuri, ako na pesa mingi, ile atanilipa tu just to be a housewife. Hala at your girl. But anyway,
utaanza kujifunika yani.
Almost serious things like ile on a serious level. Yes, I understand that Indo path nimechukua. I'm not proud of it, but kila kitu yenye nafanya mimi na dedicate kwa Mwenyezi Mungu. In that, before any gig, I will still pray. I will still do what I need to do. But the reason as to why I don't post ile mara leo umevaa leo hujavaa nini, I wouldn't want people to judge such a good religion based on mistakes za mtu mmoja. Yeah.
Okay, so you growing up, ulikuwa ni buibui, kila kitu unajifunika, ikafika mahali ukabadilika?
Sio tu kwamba nimebadilika. Unajua mnaniona kwa media mnadhaniaga hivi ndo nakuanga 24/7. Kitu haujui ni kama usiku wa kiza, Waswahili wanasema. So let me leave it at that. Yeah.
Okay, was it a challenge maybe to people who are close to you, starting to see you, maybe uko hivi, sometimes, you know, maybe you can wear something?
Not really, unajua. The important people in your life know you for who you are.
Yeah.
Know you for your heart, know you for your intentions, know you for... Haimaanishi nikiwa huku siswali, ila my religion is very personal. I don't want to do it for show off, no. By the guys, mmesema siswali ndo hiyo mimi nini. I know I am imperfect. I know mimi ni mtenda dhambi mbele ya Mwenyezi Mungu. And I want to keep it at that. My family knows Azezaah for who Azezaah is. They know Azezaah for venye wananionaga ni tofauti na venye mnaniona mimi. So as long as I make sure I maintain the respect to the people who matter, who are my parents and my sister and my family, I'm willing to receive what comes with it. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe tukimalizia Azezaah, ungetuambia what are your plans as a brand? There was a time you used to do YouTube pia.
Yo, my lord.
Do you have a plan of interacting with your audience?
Yes.
Tena kwa YouTube ama kwa sasa tukufuate kwenye TV?
Kwa sasa tuko kwenye TV, but also there's content coming out on YouTube. Shida yangu ni procrastinator. Na kwa nimesema nitafanya kitu alafu I never really put it out, and then I critique myself a lot. So ndo kwa maana I don't post. But kuna content mingi, so YouTube is definitely in the plans. There's a mini documentary that I'm launching on my birthday.
Wow.
It's taken
your
a while.
birthday?
5th of May. Mimi na Chris
Oh.
Brown, hivi. Me and my self-proclaimed husband, hivi. Yeah, so...
he's a
proclaimed. Ajui tumewana. But he'll catch along the way. I think ndo kwa maana...
Usiano peke yako?
No. Si ati niko peke yangu. Ni yeye amekataa kujua. Kiukweli. Yo, that is not my fault. Ni fault yake. He'll catch along the way.
You really love him.
Mungu mpaka ametuweka birthday moja.
Jameni.
What other sign do you need, man? Lakini ikishindikana pia Trey Songs, hala at your girl. Anyway, so plans, YouTube is in the plans. So the mini documentary series pia itakuwa kwenye YouTube yangu. I basically shot everything for a whole year. Sikuwa najua what would come about, and because my videographer is one of my closest friends.
Yeah.
So we were just shooting too.
Anything too.
Tunaenda events, tumeshoot kila kitu behind the scenes. Journey yangu ya kuingia Citizen, my last show at NRG, nini, DJing classes, everything was shot. So we put it in a 3-part mini documentary series. So it's like a trilogy of some sorts. And then pia, the goal is BET, the goal is Hollywood, the goal is E-News.
Yeah.
So mimi si stop mpaka nifike E-News.
Wow.
Si stop mpaka nifike BET. Na you never know, timing ya God usiwahi mpangia Mwenyezi Mungu. Naweza kuwa nasema it will be in 5 years ila amenipangia nani. But that is the end goal for me. kuwa na travel show, unafanya, you could interview people from different places, you know, like leo tuko na Kanye West, amesema anaitwa Ye, leo tuko na Ye, tumetoka, tuko na nani in the UK, like you're with J House, umetoka, you're touring with Burna Boy, like getting to give people an experiential side of journalism that has never been done before. That's why I call myself the media messiah. Kufanya vitu hazijaeleweka na hazijaifanyika. Expect more dancers on stage. Tulikuja na 20 dancers kwa Raha Fest. So sijui nikuje na 50. Na wote ni wanaume. Yeah, so
you work closely with men.
Si nilikwambia mimi ni tomboy. That relates zaidi na mamande kwa sababu wanaume mnaweza work overnight during the day na mtasumbuana.
But I think there's a challenge when it comes to this entertainment industry or journalism. There's so many men. Look at this house. Look at this production.
Huku kote ni wanaume.
Wanaume
mimi na wewe tunasumbua.
I don't know why you girls hatuwapati huku kwa entertainment industry. We
are not seeing
you guys. Sijui mko
lakini pia madem tunafaa unajua kuna hii personality ya msichana, you're not naturally adapting to things. So mimi na operate kama mwanaume, mkiniambia tutashoot 5 am in the morning, tumetoka na tunanania and adapt. That's what I love about vile mtu anachangamka. So ukiwa na wanaume na keep on toes like oya, hii tunafanya hivi, tuna nini, hakuna kuweka feelings kwa kazi, unalialia kuja hapa turudi. Dancers ni wanaume, unalialia tunakuvuta, if something happens, mic yako haifanyi, they will go get it nini, like quick.
Kila kitu ina happen haraka. But anyway, a challenge to our girls. Pia nyinyi kujeni kwenye entertainment industry.
There's more than enough
a beautiful industry to be in. Anyway, umetaja ukasema wewe na Chris Brown hivi nini. I would like to know watu wanaonanga tu msichana mrembo pale kwenye Instagram, kwenye TV. Would like to know msichana kuna mtu ama hakuna?
Mbaki tu kuniona kwenye Instagram, kwenye TV. Kwa kuwa mimi
are you the kind of person who would put your love life on social media?
Never say never. Siwezi sema.
Unaweza zama kwa mapenzi.
Naweza zama nijikute kimeniramba, naomba nijitoe kidogo. You never know, but I'm a very private person and I don't want a relationship to take away from the hard work that I put in.
Yes.
Mzoea kuniona kama Azezaah ambaye anapiga kazi peke yake. Mambo ya relationship tuachane nayo kwa sasa. Alafu unajua Nairobi wase tumekuja kupiga kazi ama kupenda ovyo ovyo, unapatiana tu roho left right and center.
And so nobody's claiming the gorgeous girl.
Mimi sina pete, hakuna mtu amekuja kwa mzee Hashim akasema ndio hizi ng'ombe, ndio hizi mbuzi, ndio hizi kuku, ndio hizi hata panya za kwetu tuzisikie za aliaje. Yeah, so as long as mimi nataka ndoa, like marriage. I am a wife, I am a nani, I will cook, I will clean, I will...
Oh, really?
Yeah, mimi ni mtoto wa Kiswahili, napika vizuri, na ukuja nyumbani na kuangalia vizuri. Kwa kuwa hakuna mtu ambaye amejitokeza, naamini it's a sign from God kwamba mwanamume wangu yuko Hollywood. So, ninangojea niende Hollywood, tukapatane huko. Unajua, don't limit God. Nimesema BT News.
Yeah, ukweli.
Na kukutana na Mark Zuckerberg na Slim wanakuwa Muhammad. You never know.
So, wewe ni wale watu wenye unataka yani to follow the right path. You don't want to utaki, unajua nowadays unfortunately inakuwa ni watu wamepatana, wamepata mtoto. Hakuna
sini social media inatudanganya.
You know.
Because unaamini kila mtu ni relationship expert kwa social media. Juu mtu amekwambia usipende mwanamume mwenye ana pesa. So wapendwe na nani? Ama usipende hivi, like to make rules mingi kwa relationship. That's why we're ruining a lot of things. Who said you don't adapt or accommodate certain things for the person that you love? So that's why ndo kwa maana mimi hata hizi relationships za social media ni wapostia ndo mniambia kwa na kichwa kubwa. Hapana.
So, okay, to yourself, would say which is your ideal man?
My ideal man? Jamani. Acha ni mwangalie. No, a kind man number one. Because mimi ni ka baby girl. Msinione hivi naka ghetto gangster mnaona. Mimi ni ka baby girl. So a kind man who, you know, is like your safe space ukirudi nyumbani. Work is hectic. Watu wanapiga vita left, right and center huko. Imagine unapigwa vita vyote huko. So you need a kind, calm man. Mwanamume ametulia. Mimi mwenyewe papa kila pahali. Mwanamume ametulia tu. Anajielewa, anafanya biashara zake, not in the media industry. Thank you Lord.
Would you want somebody who is famous?
No, never. Mtu ako away from social media so that hata mimi ni motivate nitoke kwa hizi vitu za social media, tukae tu to enjoy life, to travel, tujibambe. So I don't mind if you're dark, short, tall, whatever. Mimi niwe nakupenda. How our kids are gonna look like, that's none of my business. So mimi nakupenda wewe venye uko, as long as you're kind, you're calm na uko na direction kwa maisha. In that kama mimi niko hapa, wewe uko hapa. So that tunani motivate. Naamka asubuhi nakuta guy babe wangu alitoka akaenda kazi. What am I doing sleeping? Yeah.
So you didn't want to be with somebody mwenye ako hapa, wewe uko hapa.
I'm quite a handful, so it takes a strong man ambaye yuko hapa. At least unajua mwanamume ndo the head of the family kiukweli. So akiwa the head lazima unyenyekee. So nanyenyekeaje ikiwa
Ako
hapana. Wewe kama mwanamume wewe ndo muongozo. So unaongozaje bila muongozo? Yeah. How can a teacher teach you something they don't know? Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, Azezaah, as we conclude, what did you tell your fans?
Niko na fans. Guy gosh. Can't believe it. But anyway, me niko too grateful by the way. Like, unajua how crazy it is for someone who doesn't know you, doesn't see relative wako, sio rafiki yako, sio nini, choose kukusupport. It takes a lot. Unachukua bundles zako, unaamua nitakuwa na commenters zaki na nini, nitakuwa na mi sina kitu ingine ya kuambia, mi ni thank you too. Like I'm so grateful. Asanteni bana. Tunawaita Messiah Mafia. Asanteni sana. God our bless. Na mjue mi baby girl wenyu siwezi waangusha. Nayo katambe. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much Azezaah for coming.
Walai, kwani ilikuwa how long?
What do you want
you
to
guys?
Add? Unataka kuongea nini?
Mimi najua naongeanga tu. Hebu acha niende home. Yeah.
Anyway, Azezaah, thank you so much for coming to our show.
Betha nilikuwa nikulete maua. So, guys, assume I'm the one who brought them. This is me giving Eve her flowers. You have been doing amazing. You're killing it. Wewe ndo blueprint ya online media.
Yani this girl
vile ulianza
alirecord a whole voice note akanitumia during my birthday. I felt
tuzoe kuambiana ukweli. Walai. Same.
Oh.
Hata mimi nakwanga kulialia. But nilikuwa nampatia maua zake, so these are Eve's flowers. Nikipata pesa nitakuletea maua za ukweli.
Pesa uko nazo.
Wewe
Wanjiru.
Azitoshi. So receive your flowers.
Thank
you are
you.
a queen at what you do, and you started the journey for a lot of people. The fact that if Mungai is who she is, inspire watu wengine kufanya hizi vitu. Hata sisi tuna hope kukujoin kwa the online
space.
To many more. Tukuenda global. Unakaa vizuri South Africa by the way.
Sindio?
Unafanya nini huku?
Thank you.
Haya, nimemaliza.
Anyway, thank you so much Azezaah for coming. Thank you for your kind words. You're also so good at what you do, and we wish you all the very best. May God fulfill all your dreams.
Amen.
Exactly.
Amen.
And guys, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. In case you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed, just take your time. 1, 2, subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Until next time, bye-bye.